What's up, beautiful people? The world's a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Wednesday, the 5th of June, June 5th, 2025. And we are about to finally talk about some sports. It's been a while. Alec is back from his big trip in Caraco. What's up, Alec? Welcome to back to the show.
My man, good to be back, Matt.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, we're glad to have you. And we're
wait,
all
wait, my
good. We're all healthy. I got my mustache back. This is going to be the last show with this long hair. And
bad.
it'll come
I
back. I
like it, brother.
promise it.
I
It'll
like
come
it,
back,
bro. It'll
though.
grow back. That's some good lettuce you got going, bro. That's hockey hair right there.
Hey, yo. That's what I'm talking about, brother. And before we get into some And before we talk about what's trending in sports, we preview the Stanley Cup, we preview the NBA Finals, talk about this week in baseball, Thibs getting fired, and some more. I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProConvoPod, on TikTok at Productive Conversations, Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, don't you forget to check out our presenting sponsor, Magic Mind, the ultimate elixir company that will enhance by taking the green tea shots. It'll enhance your focus, improve your mental clarity, and get you up and ready for your day. Go to magicmind.com/PCMAY for 48% off your first subscription, 20% off your first one-time purchase. So, Alec, you were out in Caraco. You were chilling out there for a week as we
It's
missed you.
pronounced Curacao.
Oh,
Yes, Matt.
damn, I
Curacao.
totally fucked that up. Sorry about that.
No, bro, you're good.
Curacao.
'Cause that's what I was calling it too before I actually had gone down there. I'm like Caraco, right? That's how you say that shit. But no, it's actually Curacao, and it is fun fact is part of the Netherlands. It is
Yeah.
actually part of the country or the kingdom, they say, of the Netherlands, which is obviously in Europe. So everybody there, or at least the majority of the people there, were speaking Dutch. But beautiful, beautiful place. Highly suggest going. Saw some really cool fish. Did a little boat tour out to this random abandoned island. That was really cool. So yeah, we had a really good time. I did play around in golf out there as well, brother. That was
Really?
beautiful.
That's one
Beautiful
thing.
golf course.
What's one thing we'll have next week? We'll preview the US Open. That'll be next week too. And we'll
Oh,
talk
nice.
about that
Yeah.
there. So yeah, bro. The last time I saw you, the Knicks, before we talk about the obvious news of them relieving Tom Thibodeau from his duties as head coach. Our
Yeah.
Knicks
Yeah.
got knocked out on last Saturday night, losing 6 games to the Indiana Pacers. Just
Yeah.
tell me your initial thoughts there about the Knicks season coming to an end.
It was disappointing, man. It was really sad. I mean, we sh I'm not gonna say we should have won that series, but it was a disappointing end to a fantastic season. Overall, I'm happy with the Knicks. I mean, shit, dude, first Eastern Conference Finals we've made in what 25, twenty
Yep.
six years or something. So, I'm nothing but proud of this team and how far they came this season, but ultimately it ended in disappointing fashion because the game wasn't, a nail biter of a game. It was kind of like, what was it, a 15 point loss at the end there for game
Exactly, but
six.
they were up by 4, but yet they just could not dig shots anymore in the fourth. Jalen Brunson didn't do a thing. None of the starters did a thing except OG. And
Yeah,
looked like they
yeah.
ran out of gas. And well, that will transition into our discussion right now, Alec. On Monday afternoon, Tom Thibodeau, the coach of the Knicks for the last 5 seasons, who led the Knicks to the playoffs for 4 out of his 5 seasons as coach, and was able to get a Coach of the Year award from the NBA. The Knicks
Hmm.
said, "See you later," after getting his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. How about that? In the last 3 years, they kept improving each year, right? They kept
Right, right,
improving. They
right.
get better and better. And I said 4 of the last 5 years, he actually led the Knicks to the playoffs.
Yes.
And the way that they have thanked him for his services, for all the times he's given us, and changing the culture for the better, and ultimately
Right.
making the Knicks a contender again. The Knicks
Exactly.
said, "See you later." They fired him. He is no longer the head coach after getting an extension last summer.
How long was the extension for, Matt?
Be 3 years, $30 million guaranteed that they're still going to have to pay him.
So he's getting paid 30 mil, but yet obviously they let him go or they fired him. Same thing. But yeah, dude, my initial reaction was, what the hell? Like, what? I mean, I couldn't believe it. I saw the notification and I said, what? I mean, we just literally the season had just ended. What, like 3 days ago? What did he get? What did you say? Monday he
Yeah,
got fired?
he got
So
fired
three
Monday.
days.
The season ended Saturday.
So they gave him basically a full day off on Sunday as the coach of the New York Knicks. What do you think he did on that Sunday? Do you think he was already game planning for next? Do you think he was down in
Thinking about
Cancun having a beer?
probably thinking about the draft, honestly. Only
I mean,
to
yeah. I mean, what do you do
not.
as a coach of a NBA team? You're always thinking about what's next. Once something ends, you're like, okay, immediately we're going to start talking about next year. It is crazy. They gave him literally one day. Might as well fire him as he's leaving the fucking arena on Saturday night for that. It's pretty rude. It seems pretty messed up.
Doesn't that
Especially
show life isn't
considering.
fair?
Yeah, I mean, but my immediate reaction was, wow, the owner of the Knicks clearly is going to get chewed out, I guess, by our fan base or whatever, the media. That my initial thought was like, he's got to blame somebody, right? All owners have to blame somebody when their team ultimately comes up short. And unfortunately for head coaches in professional sports, they're almost always the scapegoat for a
Yeah.
team to place some sort of blame. Obviously, the coach has done nothing but win, and obviously we haven't won the finals. But Thibodeau, like you said, man, he's led us to the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. The team's only been getting better and better, yet they had to let him go. So it seems crazy because he's a very experienced coach. Now, remind me, who did he used to coach? Was it the Bulls?
He coached the Bulls under the playoffs. He also coached the Timberwolves.
See, I did not know he coached Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah, he actually Carl Anthony Towns his first coach. But
Huh.
beef with him and Jimmy Butler especially led to things going different for him.
Right, right. Now, did you read something? I saw something that said that Tibbs and Cat this season, like in the playoffs or something, were I don't know if they were getting into it or there was something to do with Tibbs and Cat.
Yeah, pretty much it came
That about
down to a lot of people were upset with Cat's dumb fouls towards the end and lack of defense. Like the thing is, Thibs is a defensive first coach. Your best two players in
mm,
Jalen Brunson and Caitlin and Carl Anthony Towns don't play defense.
mm.
So ultimately, where I think their decision comes from the fact that, all right, this is our window right now. The East is not as competitive as possible. We have to be one of the best teams, especially with Boston taking a step back because they won't have Tatum for most of the year. And
Right,
who
right.
knows what Cleveland's doing? And that's pretty much it if you really think about it. So we need to get this going. We went and got Carl Anthony Towns very late in the summer last year. Brought in Mikal Bridges for all those picks. Leon Rose, who actually I think he's the one who made the decision over the owner, in my opinion, but it hasn't been addressed yet. And I ultimately think, yeah, we're gonna make some tough decisions if we want to finally get over the hump. It's pretty much gonna be us in Indiana. What are we
Yep.
going to do? So I believe that they saw that the roster they have now, they're not going to make much changes during the offseason. So we're gonna go
Mhm.
find a coach that better fits their strengths.
Right, right,
While I
right.
think, and I think you could agree that some others should have gone off the chemistry right now. But due to his weird rotations, lack of communication, and again, the two best players not playing defense. I think this is as far as he could have got them, and that's why they said,
Yeah,
"See ya." And now they'll go
yeah,
find someone else.
yeah. So basically, it comes down to just like you said, Tibbs is more of a defensive-minded coach. So they were, and since our two best players are not really defensive-oriented players, offensive players, so like Cat's a shooter and a big man, you get a ton of boards, and Brunson's just a playmaker and a great player. So
Yeah,
it seems like his style of coaching maybe just wasn't the best fit, at least from the owner's perspective.
There you go. Exactly. And man, it really just like I said, if it just shows, man, life's not fair. Sports aren't fair. Coaches really are hired to get fired. And yeah, man, I feel for Thibs. But I guess just with the roster they had and maybe lack of trust in the bench, that's why he barely used them. They're gonna just try to find people who are better at getting them offensively, if anything, you know? Fucking it's whack. Really, really whack. So yeah, that's the reality now. And now the Knicks are gonna go find a new coach.
Mhm.
So the names I've personally heard that haven't been ruled out yet. We got
Mhm.
Thomas Bryan, I was telling you about offline, the former
Yep.
associate head coach, the second in command of Thibs for the last 4 years. And then he went to
Right.
go
Right.
second in command for Kenny Atkinson in Cleveland. And obviously, they had a historic regular season. And who knows how far they could have gone if they didn't get injured in the playoffs. There's some
That's
people
fair. Yeah.
interested in maybe Jay Wright with the Villanova connection, despite being retired and working TV in college basketball.
I know that name. Oh yeah, Jay Wright. Yeah, I
That could
remember
be
him.
one. Jeff Van Gundy's name's been brought up by Brian Windhorst, who led the Knicks back in the last time they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, had success with the Knicks in the late 90s. He's an assistant coach for Cleveland, and obviously you'd remember him from his days in being one of the voices of the NBA. I've heard like I've heard the Grizzlies coach who is just let go. Taylor Jenkins could be a possibility. Maybe a Mike Brown who coached the Kings and the Kings, Cavs, and interim coach for the Warriors. Um, those are some of the big wigs off the top of my head. Is there anyone that really sticks out for you, or do you think there's a certain direction the Knicks should go for their next head coach? What you thinking? 1 second. So, what direction do you think the Knicks should take, Alec? Do you think they should go for a more established head coach, someone with experience, or go with a hot new assistant that maybe can become a big deal coach in the NBA? I personally think Thomas Bryant should be get the job. Not only is familiar with the
Hmm.
roster already, but history has shown, especially lately, that most of the time, who the guys who lead these championship teams whether a Mike Malone did in Denver, he's available too. A
Hmm.
Budenholzer who led the Bucks to a championship. Nick Nurse in Toronto. These
Yeah, I remember
coaches,
him.
these coaches, these coaches who these championship teams usually are run by first time coaches who just are really who know ball and have an amazing roster. And even look at Mark Mark it's hard to pronounce the name. Mark Dagnu, the coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, he
Hmm.
wasn't a big hot candidate, just had a great resume. And now I think he's going to be an NBA champion as a head coach. So what do you
Right.
think they
Right.
should do? Go for the veteran coach or go for the up and comer?
That's a good question, man. It's like, do you hire with from within your organization somebody that already knows the roster, like you said, and is familiar with it, and has worked under Tibbs and kind of knows what to expect? I would go with that option only because, like you said, like he knows the roster, he knows the guys, he knows the chemistry of the team, he knows what it takes to get, to the Eastern Conference Finals, because he was an assistant coach this season. So he knows what it takes in terms of like what do you need to build a good team in the NBA? What kind of players do you need to get that chemistry to make a deep run? So I would probably go with that option, but you
Yeah.
did name some really, really good coaches that are well established. Now, the guy from Villanova, does he have any experience coaching in the NBA? Because that's a big jump as well.
Yeah, no,
Um,
no, he doesn't. And also people like Dan Hurley from UConn, but
Dan
um
Hurley, yeah, I've heard his name. I mean, I don't see him leaving UConn, but you never know.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
money.
I think also now college and the NBA is so different. It's nothing like it used to be. It's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
other animal. I think it should go to the guys who are in the league already. And also with
Yeah.
Thomas Bryant can know what not to do from seeing what worked and didn't work. So
Yeah. I would
I think
definitely
it's
go
a
with
natural
Bryant.
fit. And like I said, Steve Kerr was once some dude who gets the opportunity, and now he's one of the best coaches of all time. Spoelstra's another one. Just all these guys who were just assistants
Mhm.
and right place at the right time. So I think Thomas Bryant is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
great candidate to be that next big deal head coach.
Do you think that Tibbs will be coaching anywhere next season, or do you see him kind of taking a year off or whatever?
Well, bro's 67 years old. He's got a lot of money. Doesn't really have much else to prove. Maybe if he goes in like an assistant role, I could see that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, maybe he goes to TV. He done TV before. I wouldn't be
Right.
surprised if
Right.
he maybe tried something different.
Yeah. Yeah. Tried something new. I was just curious if you thought he would be like a coach that you definitely could see getting hired pretty quickly here because of his resume.
Yeah, well, we
But
don't
yeah.
really know any other openings now besides the Cavs just filled or not the Cavs. The Cavs
What about the
assistant just
Nuggets?
took the Suns job. Yes, the Nuggets have the interim coach right now, so I
They're gonna
believe
hire
that
somebody.
yeah, I believe that they are actually going to give him the full-time job is what I'm hearing too.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's also a
Okay.
possibility. The Spurs just got Pops's the guy who's interim coach for the Spurs. He's going to be the
Yeah.
full-time head coach. So, yeah, I
Because
just there's
Pop
not
is
a lot.
done.
Yeah, so I don't really know a lot of openings left to be honest.
That makes sense. Yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah, and plus I don't think a lot of people like his rotations, which was not even having any pretty much. Just playing those
Yeah,
Suns all the way through. So
that's
I
kind
think
of sorry. I was gonna, dude. All I was gonna say was like that's kind of what I knew would be the Knicks' downfall. Is like you look at Indiana, they're running 8, 9 guys out there every
yeah.
night, and they're getting a lot of minutes. The Knicks, obviously, we're doing what we can. We had Miles McBride off the bench and some other guys, but it was a steady dose of those 5 guys. And by the end of the series, I think they were gassed trying to run with Indiana.
Right.
But I don't know if that's Tibbs' fault or not. Could just be bad roster assembly at that point. I don't know.
Mhm. That's exactly, and we won't know until the horse's mouth actually says something. But those were definitely big rumors
Right.
too that he just didn't trust the bench. Which is unfortunate, why drafted stuff. But that's why we have a new voice now in the room.
Mhm.
So that's what I have there. And speaking of the NBA Finals, it's now the highly anticipated match of the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Indiana
Yes.
Pacers.
It's
That will
gonna be a
tip
great
off.
finals.
That is going to tip off Thursday, at 8:30. What you thinking, bro? Who's gonna win the NBA Finals between those two teams?
I mean, I'm thinking definitely the Thunder. I'm gonna take Thunder to win that series. Mostly because I would love to see Indiana just get obliterated. To be honest
Yes.
with you, I would love to see them get swept or a gentleman's sweep. They lose in 5. Um, but yeah, I would definitely take the Thunder. I think it's hard to pick against the Thunder right now because they're playing so well as a group. They've just kind of been dismantling everybody from what I've seen. Uh,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good series though. This is gonna be a good series. I think these are obviously the 2 best teams remaining, the 2 best teams in the league all season. I don't know. It seemed like Indiana like gained a lot of steam halfway through the year and like ended the season extremely strong. And then brought all that momentum into the playoffs there. They've been healthy. And it'd be interesting. I don't know much about Oklahoma City's play style. I
Hmm.
do know that Indiana, will run and they play fast. They have a deep bench, but they play very fast, and they'll kind of wear you down by the end of the series. So it'd be interesting to see if the Thunder, as good as they've been all season, can sustain that against the Pacers, who play a very fast-paced game. Everything's kind of run and gun. They're gonna wear you out, and they're gonna attack you with a lot of different things going on. A lot of different players can attack you and have big games, like you saw with Neesmith in Game 1, right? That guy, lit us up. like six threes in like the third or the fourth quarter. So they're a scrappy team, but I would definitely give the advantage to the Thunder just because of how good they've
Yeah, brother. I expect the Thunder to just beat their ass, really. I think they'll be
looked.
like you. I think India can win one at home, especially that crowd. But the Thunder's
Yeah,
the Thunder has size. They can shoot. They got the MVP. They play great
you got.
defense. They're young.
Mhm.
They're diligent, and they're almost built like a perfect basketball team. They might not have had the insane winning streaks the Cavs did this season, but overall they dominated. They got 68 wins this year, bro.
Oh yeah, they were
And
steamrolling everybody.
with the only one the Nuggets give them a little competition, I think they're gonna handle Indiana pretty easily, quite frankly.
You think so? What do you think? 5 games, four
I
games?
will give you the gentleman sweep as well. Thunder in 5 and win their first ever title in Oklahoma City.
Wow, wow. See, I think that the Thunder will win, but I think it'll go six. I'm gonna say
Hmm.
Thunder in six,
Okay, I
but
can respect that.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I would love to see the Pacers get swept. I would love to see them lose in five, but I think ultimately, yeah, we're gonna see the Thunder host the finals trophy here.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
they are scrappy. Indiana reckon at the behead at the what's the term at the
at the expense.
yes at the expense of the Knicks. They are fun, fast team that
Mhm.
clearly the Knicks couldn't hang with. But now they're playing a much
Right,
tougher opponent in Oklahoma City, who could be just as
right.
fast, in my opinion. And yeah, go Thunder. I'll be watching. The haters won't, but should be a fun series. I really do. And a Halliburton
Yeah.
SGA combo too, and the point guards is also going to be interesting to see.
It will be. It will be, and I was really hoping that the Knicks could force a game 7 and they should have won game 1, but yeah, credit to the Pacers, man. They do play a gritty game. They play scrappy, they play quick, and they'll attack you with the most random dudes off their bench and just kind of who's ever hot, give them the ball. Obviously, Halliburton is a whole other animal, though. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Right.
He gets a shitload of assists. He plays clean, and you got to give him credit where it's due. They played a good series, but I think they're going to meet their match here in the finals for sure.
Should be good. Should be good.
It's
Now
going to
let's
be a
go to
doozy.
right. Now let's go to the hockey, my brother. We
Uh
got
huh. Well,
who when
NHL.
we talked, I told you, not to brag a little. Expected a rematch of the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. That is exactly what we got. They went
Mm-hmm.
7 last year. They a 3-0 series lead almost was upsetted in 7, but they're back. We got some we got a revenge story in the making. Can Connor McDavid get that championship once and for all as the best player in the league? Can he win? Can he go, whether it's his elite offense taking on Barkov, an elite defender? Can they take advantage
Yes,
of that?
sir.
We got Oilers. They have a deadly power play, and the Panthers' penalty kills, one of the best in the league. Obviously, a great
Mm.
goaltending matchup, Bobrovsky and Skinner. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's a classic USA versus Canada Stanley Cup once again as well. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for this. I expect it to go 7 again, bro. And I honestly think the Oilers could go back on top and get their first cup since the Gretzky years.
I like it. I like it, dude. This is a hell of a matchup. Like you said, Bass. It's a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup Finals, which is crazy. How often do we see that in hockey? Because hockey's got a lot of I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is more common in hockey, but regardless, dude, it's pretty crazy that the same two teams are matching up here in the NHL Stanley Cup Final. Um, but yeah, dude, this is a one hell of a matchup. Florida is an absolute wagon, dude, and they're red hot. I mean, they just dismantled the Hurricanes.
Yes.
They've pretty much been dismantling everybody. They absolutely embarrassed the Maple Leafs. So they've just kind of been knocking down doors left and right. And then Edmonton on the other side, same thing. They've been playing fantastic hockey. They're finally healthy. They got the best player in the world in McDavid. They got Draisaitl. I think Hyman's out. Zach Hyman. I'm not positive on that
Yeah,
one, but
he's gone.
yeah. But dude, this is an incredible series. I just checked the score. It looks like Florida in game one here is up 3-2 end of the second period.
Yes, get that Ron right
Um,
next to me.
oh, you do? Nice, nice, dude. I'm definitely gonna have to throw the end of that game on, but yeah, incredible matchup. We couldn't ask for a better matchup. These are the best teams in hockey, in my opinion, for sure. Um, it's hard to pick against Florida though, man, with the reinforcements they have with
And they added
Marchand,
Marchand
Brad
too.
Marchand.
That is a big thing
Right,
to.
and he
That is
scored
something
tonight.
to. There you go. Old man trying to get one
Yeah,
more out of it after
yeah,
Boston
dude.
let him go.
Dude, that's an unbelievably good team. Like that Florida Panthers team is just absolutely loaded.
Right, they
Um,
want to start their dynasty now.
Dude, for sure. I mean, I would, if I was to bet on this series, bro, I'm taking Florida, or excuse me, I'm taking Edmonton, but my heart's telling me Florida. If I was, there's
In
tons of
7?
value on Edmonton in seven. Yeah, I think this will go 7 games, just like last year. This is a great series, bro. This is like the best hockey you're gonna see. These are the two best teams. Great, great players, great goalies. The only question. And the only thing to keep an eye on in this series, at least from what I remember, I haven't watched hockey in about a week and a half, but
Yeah, there
um,
wasn't much to watch. The both conference finals were just
yeah,
slaughterous.
the Stars got slaughtered by the Oilers, and then the Hurricanes got absolutely boat raced by Florida. And
Couldn't
I'm sitting there
hang.
like, well, these two teams are on a warpath right now to meet
Yeah.
again and go to war with each other. And that's why I love hockey. But the only thing I was going to mention was Edmonton had some goalie issues earlier in the playoffs. I know against LA
Yeah.
Kings, they had swapped out was it Stuart Skinner for somebody, and
Right.
I'm not sure who their backup was, but anyway, just keep an eye on that. If they go down, like if they get blown out in one of these games, they might switch goalies, or there's some controversy there about goaltending on the Edmonton side. And then on the other side, you have Bobrovsky, who is an absolute wall in the
Mm-hmm.
net. Sergio Bobrovsky is just an absolute maniac in net, one of the best keepers in all of the NHL. So I'm rooting for Edmonton. I'd love to see a Canadian team take home the cup. I'd love to see that for the first time in forever. Um, but yeah, dude, it's gonna be a great, great series, regardless. I'm looking forward to it.
Hell fucking yeah. Can I show you just one clip? This was
Of course. Yeah.
Face Off Inside the NHL, a series on Amazon Prime, behind the scenes.
Hmm.
And this clip, I've shared it before with you. Maybe you saw it, didn't. This was, I believe this was game 6 or 7. That
Which series is this?
this was last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And bro just showed why he's a dog and why he's successful and why he has the respect he has. This is a true warrior. This is a player who gives a shit, bro. And
yeah. Yep.
in all the major league sports, in UFC, in tennis, in golf, and all of that, there are players who are just in it for a paycheck. But right here, bro, this one clip is the thing that makes me want to see McDavid win that Stanley Cup. Yes, and I believe again this was game 6 that they wound up tying, but then went down in 7.
I think I remember this. Yeah.
Right fucking now! Right fucking now! Right fucking now! I'm not fucking ideal, but it's happened so many fucking times. But that's not fucking good enough. The fucking finals. Dig the fuck in right fucking now! Whatever the fuck you have! That is not fucking good enough. Let's go get one fucking win at home. One win, and we'll see what fucking happens. but dig the fuck in.
Damn, bro. That makes me want to go for a
Wow.
wall. I might want to clean my dishes after that.
Wow, dude, that's powerful shit right there,
Yeah,
Matt. I mean, come on, dude. That's why
right?
we love sports right there, baby. Come on. That's
For sure.
beautiful.
And yes, that was
That's
actually
beautiful.
after game 3 when they went down 3-0 and they almost pulled it off. And I think this would be a good chance
Oh,
to get it
yes,
back.
you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, I completely forgot they were down 3-0 and they almost came back and reverse sweep them. That was
Yeah.
insane, dude. That would have been incredible. The fact that he basically willed that team back from a 3-0 deficit,
Right.
he's just like, we're not fucking going home. He's like, I love this fucking sport. And that man will, he wants it as bad as anybody. Obviously, that's just blatantly obvious. But yeah, man, it's like every team needs a leader like that that's gonna rile the guys up, wake them up, say, "Come on, dig deep, guys. This is fucking it. This is the finals. This is everything we've worked for all season up until this point." And it's like sometimes a team needs a little spark like that to get them riled up and get them going. And clearly, it did something because they won 3 in a row. Um, but yeah, dude, that's the stuff of legends right there. That's like Michael Jordan territory where it's like, you know, he's gonna be a leader. Kobe Bryant, Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
leaders, man, leaders. Tom Brady, even. You know what I'm saying? Come on now,
Get that
that's
cup,
dope.
bro. Get that cup. So we'll see how that
Uh,
all unfolds. And now let's quickly talk some baseball, bro.
yeah,
A lot has happened in baseball, my dude.
a
First off,
lot.
let's start with the Rockies. They actually got a sweep. They swept the
Yeah.
Marlins in front of
I
nobody.
saw that, dude. There's about 110 people at that game the other day.
Ugh, Jesus Christ. But I don't know. They're on a winning streak. Insane. They actually swept. We had Yankees and Dodgers. That first was not
Yeah.
looking good at first, but got a good win. I think that was important for their psyche to get that. So Yankees
hmm
Dodgers this past weekend.
We got
Um,
obliterated in game two, though. I mean, that was ugly. There's
same
no
night. It
excuse.
was the same day as the Knicks lost too. Bad night, right?
Ooh,
Bad night.
I didn't realize that. Damn.
We have seen the rise of the Tigers. It looks like they're the ones to stay to watch out for.
Yeah, yeah,
Juan Soto sadly might be back. Some of the headlines off the top of my head, right, as we head into June, and we'll see the
yeah.
June
Oh, and the
swoons.
downfall of the Red Sox. What happened to the Red Sox since I've been gone, bro? I felt like I was gone a week, and I checked the standings on vacation one day. I'm like, holy shit, they lost 5 in a row.
Good.
They've lost like 12 or 15. They've
Yep.
lost, 4 or 5 series in a row. Their pitching is atrocious. I mean, you can't talk baseball without pointing out that the Red Sox are absolute fucking dog shit.
Hmm.
And it's so funny to me. Like, obviously, it's still early. They could still play for, the playoffs. They can still do all these things. But it's so funny to me going into the season. All I heard from Boston sports, oh my God, the AL's wide open. None of these teams are scary.
Whack.
This and that. We got Bregman. We got Crochet. We got, all these studs coming up in our farm system. I'm listening to the Red Sox broadcast the other day, Matt. And you know what this guy says? He goes, "Yeah, I think it might be time to send Christian Campbell down to AAA because he's just not, he does not look like himself." And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, all I ever heard from these people all off season was how damn good they're gonna be. And I'll just forever laugh at the Red Sox for thinking that by adding two okay players, they're gonna be fucking amazing. Garrett Crochet, hats off. He's an ace, right? But you can't win in baseball with one good pitcher. We've seen that time and time again. And I think, by the way, it's time to start talking about Carlos Rodon and how dominant he's been.
Yeah, bro. Bro grew the
Dude.
beard and he's got his confidence. Confident Rodon can be not be fucked with, unlike Will Warren,
Dude.
but that's another story. But yeah, bro, I'm feeling really good about Rodon. Rodon and Freed at the top of the rotation. It only makes
Yes,
you wish Cole was healthy, but we'll have to wait next year for that. But
of
those two
course.
we could trust. And Yarborough too, honestly, bro. The Southpaw. If you do
Uh,
a not
it's
feeling it,
still, it's
you still
still,
think it's early with him
no,
to go
no,
at
no,
four and
no,
one?
dude. It's so funny you bring up Ryan Yarbrough, bro, because at the beginning of the season, right? He was used out of the bullpen, right? And he wasn't very effective. He'd give up, there was one outing, right? Like one outing that ruined his ERA. You could look at his game log and he had one outing. I think it was his first or second game out of the pen. He gave up like 4 or 5 earned runs in like an inning. And everybody jumped on him on Yankees Twitter, on Yankees Instagram, and said, why
Hmm.
the fuck do we have this guy, this and that? And I directly responded to many people. I said, listen,
Yeah.
this guy is a proven big league pitcher. I guarantee you he will eat a ton of innings for us. And what has he done? He's eaten innings, and he threw a gem against Yamamoto the other night, dude.
Yeah.
Ryan Yarbrough versus Yoshi Yamamoto.
On the brink of a sweep, and the Yankees pulled it off.
Yeah, so hats off to him, dude. He's been unreal. We do got to talk about Weaver going out for a couple of months here, which is big, big loss for us.
Yeah,
Um,
bro. Luke Weaver injured. Um,
it's
how
not
you
good.
feeling,
It's not
bro?
good.
Do you
Dude, the
think?
Yankees this season has been so weird because, like, yeah, we don't have Cole, no Rodon. Our rotation is basically just thrown together to start the year. No DJ, no Stanton. Judge carried, and then Jazz went out. DJ's back. It's just been kind of like
Jazz, and
an
Jazz came
endless.
out and did hit a home run in his first game, but Yankees just lost
Yeah,
now, so they got swept here on a Wednesday night. Sorry, shut out on a Wednesday night, so they better finish the story tomorrow.
I will say this, man. Baseball's a marathon. You know that, Matt. Just as
Yeah.
good, just as well as I. Guys are gonna get injured. Injuries are part of the game. It's about staying afloat. It's about keeping your head above water for the dog days of summer. But I've been very impressed with the way the Yankees have played. But we got to spread the love around the league. There's plenty of other good teams playing good baseball, like you mentioned, Detroit. I noticed Kansas City, they pulled up one of their big prospects, Jack Caglione. I don't know if you know who that is or remember who that is from
Oh yeah,
Florida, but
yeah, bro.
yeah,
Bro got his opportunity. He's called up. You think he's gonna be nice?
I think he's gonna be good. Yeah, I mean, he was a stud at the University of Florida. He was by far their best player. We'll see. I mean, yeah, sometimes teams like go into desperation mode and they pull up all their best prospects when they're
Hmm.
not playing good, and then they end up kind of not fucking up their confidence, but it might mess up their mojo where it's like you get thrown right into the big leagues when you might not have necessarily been ready. And, we'll see. But I think he's going to be very good. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, and
But
who's
yeah,
this guy?
bro.
And this guy Young from the Mariners too got called up and got a walk off in his first at
Oh,
bat.
I did see that, dude. I saw a beautiful clip of him, his coach down at AAA. Did you see the clip of his
Yes,
coach in
yes, I
AAA?
did.
Dude,
That's what
beautiful
it's all
clip. His
about,
coach.
bro.
Yeah, his coach goes, "Yeah, you've been playing good ball. You're a great player for us." He goes, "I want you to keep that up in Seattle tomorrow night." And the kid looks at me, goes, "Seattle?" He goes, Coach goes, "Yup, Seattle." And the kid starts tearing up. He's like, "No fuck away." So super cool.
Chills right
Baseball
there.
is the dude. Baseball is the best, man. You see so many amazing stories, amazing plays, amazing storylines. And what other league can you see a team? With like 8 wins and 120 fans at a game. And then on the other side, you got Yankees, Dodgers sold out, two best teams in the game. Judging Otani, first inning going back to back like that. And then you
Yep,
look at a game like Rockies, Marlins, there's like about 11 people there. It's like, baseball's such a funny sport like that.
I know. And now, like I said, as the June swoon goes in, but with expanded
Mhm.
playoffs, I'm going to be interesting to see because at least in the American League, there's so
Mhm.
many mediocre teams. Like maybe not a lot of them are going to sell, bro. If you really think about it,
Yeah.
if they have the
Yeah.
chance to stay in it, and we've seen if you're in the playoffs, any run can happen. Look at the Diamondbacks from a couple years ago.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think,
Just
what do you
about
think
getting
about
in,
that?
dude.
Yeah, what do you think about that? We do have a while to the deadline. That'll be a fun show to do, and those will be fun shows to do and get closer to it. But
We don't have that long though. We got what, a month till the deadline? What is it, July something?
yeah, let me double confirm that. Um,
It's interesting you bring that up, Matt, because that is a very, very good point. Regarding like how teams
31st,
approach
July
the deadline.
31st. July 31st. So it's about 8 weeks
Okay,
away.
so we got about a little less than 2 months.
Yes.
But right now, bro, all it takes is one team to initiate a trade, and the wheels start turning, and next thing you know, there's all these trades going on, and all these pieces getting moved around the league. It's a domino effect, so to speak, in the sense that once teams start to sell or buy or this or that, other teams follow in their footsteps or they go the other way. And you see a lot of movement. But things are going to start heating up here in the next week or two, I would say. You'll see some people get moved. Um, I've even heard, the Padres are interested in Jared Durant. I'm thinking, what the hell? Why the hell would the Red Sox move him? Are they?
That's what I've
There's
been
no way
hearing
they're
too.
going to.
There's no way he's on the trading block.
No, I'm like, dude, the Sox, first of all, if they're going to go all out and get rid of him, they're essentially waving the white flag. We're in the first week of June. There's no shot they're doing that. So, anyways, you'll see some things get moved. But going back to your point about the expanded playoffs and that sort of thing, it is interesting because, like you said, bro, all you need is a ticket to get to the postseason. Once you're in, anybody can fucking win anything, dude.
Yeah.
We see it time and time again. The best teams in baseball typically lose early in the playoffs. The Phillies, obviously the Dodgers in years past were known to choke and known for that. So, your record doesn't mean shit. It has to do with who's hot at the right time, who can sneak into the playoffs. So, like you said, there's so many mid teams in both leagues that are kind of in that no man's land where it's like they're not good, they're not bad. Do they sell? Do they buy? So, be interesting to see how that plays out.
Definitely. And how about I want to know quickly, randomly, Alec, what do you think about the rise of Pete Crow Armstrong from the Cubs? What do you think about him?
I think that he's a fantastic player, dude. He's a stud. There's no doubt he could be the first player or the only player this year to hit for 40 homers and 40 stolen bases.
Yeah.
I mean Shohei, right?
You
He
think he's
started the 50-50 club,
right? But that's a whole other
but
level there. But this right here, do you think we're seeing a new star in the NL with him?
oh, no doubt about it. He's definitely a star. I mean, we got to see a little bit more over the course of the season. Can he keep this up? But dude, he is an absolute stud. He's good defensively. He's fast as shit. He can hit for power. He hits for, I mean, he does it all. He's definitely one of the best names in baseball right now. I mean, Kyle Tucker as well. He kind of fizzled out a bit. But he reminds me a little bit of him, but just a way faster version of him and a more athletic version. But dude, yeah, Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA as they call him. He's been making a lot of news, man. He's been playing unbelievable baseball.
And you know what? The funny thing about him, Alec, you know who
Uh,
drafted him, right?
the Mets.
That's what they
The
get.
Mets. Fuck the Mets,
And they
bro.
traded him in the Javi Baez trade, who's not even on the team anymore. The
Stop it.
Mets,
They traded him
yeah, in the
in for
Javi
Javi
Baez trade.
Baez.
Yeah, Mets traded Crow Armstrong to the Cubs in exchange for Javier Baez and Trevor Williams.
Wow. They got fleeced, bro. What a fucking bozo.
It's typical Mets, bro. And bro is a star. That's what they get. Do not feel bad at all. And last but not least, so I bring it up because very early I was looking at midseason MVP odds, and Pico Armstrong was actually third. But you know who's number one at this moment? The Vegas odds at -8,000.
For what? NL MVP?
No, this is for AL MVP. Right now, Otani's only at a slight -200 for NL
Oh,
MVP.
it's Judge, bro, obviously.
Yeah, he's the next closest Bobby Armstrong at +300. He's -8,000 right now.
Who the hell's Bobby Armstrong?
Did I
You
say
say
Bobby Armstrong?
Pete?
Bobby Wood Jr. I don't know where I said
Oh
I said
yeah, no,
different
you're
things.
you're combining Bobby and
Yeah,
Pete Crow Armstrong. Okay. Yeah, dude, no, I mean, you see what Judge is doing. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Every single day that he plays a game of baseball, he's a must watch. He's the face right now. He's the best hitter in the world, bro, by far. Minus 8,000 to win MVP is just absurd. We're literally
Yes.
in the first week of June. We've played 2 months of baseball, a little over. And here we are, and Judge is just, he's just on another level. And, he outdueled Otani over the weekend. He had better games. He's just a stud. And I love the way Judge handles himself and carries himself as the captain of the Yankees. He's a true leader. He's humble. I don't know if you caught that piece the other day about Judge, how when he went out in Seattle, he went to Starbucks
He couldn't.
and he
He
got
could.
mobbed.
Yeah, he said he can't leave his hotel room right now because when you're 6'7" and you're Aaron
Yeah,
Judge, the face of baseball next to Otani,
right. Literally,
stick out. But that's why he's a legend, and
it's
he just has to
crazy.
get that damn World Series, bro. Get that freaking World Series. That's
Yes,
the
dude. But
one, the last thing he needs.
But Matt, we take what he's doing for granted. We talk World Series, and yes, that will come, bro. I promise you, he's gonna win a ring. But we're sitting here like, bro, we're so lucky and blessed to be Yankees fans because we get to watch the greatest hitter probably ever that we'll ever see in our lifetime every day, bro. Suit up for the New York Yankees, and we're sitting here in June, June 4th, and this man essentially already has the MVP trophy in hand, bro. That's absurd. That's not like no one ever has done that. I don't think. Maybe I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's unbelievable what he's doing, and every day I wake up and I thank God that we can watch Aaron Judge play baseball.
Not a bad thing, brother. Well, that's all I have for today. Great work, Alec. We'll see you next week. We'll see. We'll be in the
Yes,
middle of
sir.
our NBA Finals and Stanley Cups. Hopefully, Yankees continue a hot streak. They play the Red Sox this weekend. Fuck them. And yeah,
Yep.
bro. And we'll also preview US Open and all of that good stuff. And we got a UFC to
Bet.
react to too. Big UFC fight this
Yes.
weekend.
Big UFC fight between whose fight is it? Um it's shit. Devashi or whatever. The
Yeah,
guy.
Davashi and Sean O'Malley.
It is
Bantamweight,
O'Malley. Okay. It's a
bantamweight
rematch.
titles on the line, bro.
That's gonna be instant cinema, Matt. Dude, that place gonna be rumbling. Come on, baby. Let's
Out
go.
in Newark too, out in Jersey. So, any early
Wow.
thoughts who you think between O'Malley and his opponent?
I love O'Malley, bro. I would love to see him kick that dude's ass, but it's hard to pick against that other guy, bro. He's an absolute maniac on the mat, but should be a good fight, bro. It's gonna be a very, very good fight, as always.
Damn, well, we'll have a lot of talk about there. So, all right,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
We'll see you soon. And thank you
Talk
for
soon,
being
bro.
the best, man. Glad you're back.
Thank you, Matt. Always a pleasure, my brother. Thank you.
Peace out.